Okay, welcome back. We are now jumping into the structure side of foundation and structure here in phase 1. This is video 1.4, and in this lesson we're going to walk you through having the right expectations with your VA, show you a strategy map, then how to identify some goals, and then we're going to show you the business structure and organization for folders, communication, project management, training, payment, and work for your VA. And then lastly, tools and platforms that you need to start getting familiar with that you'll be using in the near future. So, having the right expectations. Your experience with your VA will depend on your expectations. This Leverage VA program and the processes we teach, they're not overly difficult, but they're not super easy either. So you'll have decisions to make, trainings to give, keeping your VA accountable, etc. And what we have found is people don't normally quit because things are hard. They typically quit because it wasn't as easy as they thought. So our goal is having or helping you have the right expectations going into this course, because it will not only determine your success, but also how much enjoyment you'll be having while you're doing it. And we do want you to enjoy it. Also, understanding your VA skill sets. Ensure that your expectations align with your VA skill set. A clear understanding of what they can and cannot do is essential for both of you. VAs typically excel at specific tasks. Expecting them to be experts in all areas can lead to disappointment. And we've seen this where someone says, hey, I want to hire someone to be a cold caller, but then they turn around and they're hoping that they could also be fantastic at building a website or doing video editing. So our expectation is just be aware of what their skill sets are. And if you need someone who has different skills, we can always help you add on other VAs in the future. Communication and feedback loop. This one is big. Establishing a strong communication plan with your VA is going to be key for your success. Regular check-ins and feedback do help in course correcting as needed, and it also affirms that you're both on the same page. And without clear and continuous communication, expectations can become misaligned. Cultural and time zone differences. Be prepared for potential cultural and time zone differences that could affect working dynamics. And it's important to know what time zone your VA is in. And then this understanding will help you in setting realistic deadlines and respecting the VA's availability that will lead to a harmonious work relationship. Progressive responsibility scaling. What does that mean? This means that we're going to ask you to start with smaller tasks and then gradually increase responsibility as the VA demonstrates their capabilities. We like to call this baby steps. This approach will allow for trust building and ensures that the VA is not overwhelmed, which could be counterproductive. Flexibility and adaptability. Both you as the employer and the VA should have a level of flexibility. It's important to understand that processes may need to evolve and that adaptability can lead to better long-term outcomes. But being rigid in expectations, that can lead to frustration on both ends. So we're going to now walk you through a strategy map here and then identify goals so that we can implement some of these things moving forward. So number one, a clear strategy map will ensure that you're using your VA effectively and efficiently. And we're going to start off with setting right expectations that we did talk about. We've already talked how important right expectations is, and it does help as you're moving forward with your VA. Number two is identifying your goals. And this will help you determine what tasks you should be delegating to the VA and how to measure success. Number three, defining tasks. We're going to ask you to make a list of tasks that you want the VA to perform. We do have tools that will help you get these all set up. Choosing the right VA. We will be securing a VA for you during this course, and these VAs will have the skills and experience that you need to have them perform the tasks that are identified. Number five, we talked about this as well, establish good communication. This also includes using tools like Slack, email, messaging app, video calls like Zoom. You're going to figure out a really good strategy here to be sure to check in with them on a consistent basis. Number six, provide training and resources. This will also be using some software, and we've got some great ideas on how to make this easy so that you can get this across the finish line sooner and quicker, and hopefully a lot more seamless than you would think it would be to provide training. And then number 7, review and adjust. Regularly review the tasks performed by your VA and then adjust your strategy map as needed. This may include adding or removing tasks, adjusting deadlines, or modifying your communication plan. So we want to make sure that you can identify some of your goals. We've got some questions here that we think will help bring to the surface important aspects of your business that will be used later here in this course. The first question is, where does 80% of your income come from? Number 2, what are your top 3 challenges? And when we talk about 3 challenges, typically what we're talking about is something that you know a VA could probably jump in and help you. They're not going to be licensed. We're not going to ask them to do things that requires a license. So we're thinking of 3 challenges that you're struggling with that a VA could jump in with. Number 3, what actions are necessary to address each of these challenges? Number 4, create a list of 5 things you want to accomplish over the next 12 months. If you have more than 5, that's great, and then you can pare it down to your top 5. But what do you really want to accomplish in the next 12 months? Write these down, and this will help us. Okay, now we're going to talk about the business structure and the organizational process. So we have a folder structure we'd like you to create. And we do recommend that you create these folders in the cloud using platforms like OneDrive or Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, or anyone else that allows you and your VA to be able to have access to the same files from anywhere in the world. So 2 main folders. The first one is operations folder. The second one is going to be a VA folder. Under the operations folder, we're going to ask you to make a folder that says marketing, one that says property research, one that says logos and photos, meeting and analytics. You'll be using these on a weekly basis, and then a daily report. And if you'd like to have any other folders, feel free to throw those in there, maybe like a team folder or listing marketing brochures. Under the VA folder, you're just going to have 3 folders. Your VA documents. This will be all the documents that we're preparing and that we'll be providing for you for your VA. You're also going to be having tax documents that they're going to be completing as well. And then we're going to have our VA training folder. And understand that the VA will only have access to that training folder here, not the VA documents or the tax documents. Those are going to be for your records. Okay, under the VA training folder, we are going to have you add the appropriate folders to store various training files from this course and any short videos you create. So inside this video training folder, you are going to create these subfolders. 1, onboarding folder. 2, initial training. 3, CREXI training. 4, email templates. 5, SOP, which is the standard operating procedures, etc. And then under the onboarding folder, number 1, you're going to add these following files. Now these files we're going to be giving to you, and you'll be able to get them out of the resource library and make them your own and fill in all the blanks. And you want to have these done before your VA starts. So we've got 4 of these here: a VA contract, rules, policies, and the first day VA orientation PDF. Under the initial training folder, we're going to have you add the following files. And these documents also will be available for download in our resource library. We're going to have you create a welcome to the team. It's going to be a 2 to 3 minute video. We're going to also how I give tasks to my VAs, and we're going to have you create a short video on that. We're also going to have understanding commercial real estate training. It's a PDF. And then we also have some CREXI software training. That PDF, by the way, does have links to multiple videos. That would be a great resource for the VAs to get acclimated to commercial real estate. So tools and platforms, these are the ones I mentioned that you want to get familiar with prior to working with your VA. And all of these have links, and we will go into a little bit more depth on quite a few of these as well. So below is a list of basic tools and platforms that you should focus on first. Download, get familiar with them, have them set up when you hire your VA, and we're calling these your initial tools. So some sort of a cloud platform, like we mentioned, that both you and your VA can access anywhere in the world. We currently use OneDrive primarily, but then as a backup, we also use Google Drive. Project management software. We use Asana, but there's also Trello and Monday. We got communication tools. We like to use Slack and Zoom, but there's also Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and others. A virtual private network, a VPN. We currently use Surfshark, but ExpressVPN is great. NordVPN is great. Most of them are great. On security, you want to make sure that you have some sort of a password manager. We currently use Bitwarden, but there's also LastPass, NordPass, and others. And then how do you pay your VA? Well, we've paid with using all of these actually. We currently use Wise. We found that to be the easiest, the fastest, and the least expensive. And a lot of people in the Philippines already have Wise set up. So that's an easy thing to use. There's also PayPal, which we did for a while. We did Easy Pay. We did Payoneer. Our favorite was Wise, but you can use any of these you like. And then there will be some additional tools that you can use later. Some of these I'm sure you already have in place. One is we recommend that you have a CRM. We currently use one called Nutshell, but a CRM is great as long as you're using it. It doesn't matter which one it is. Also, if you're going to have your VA do some cold calls, you want to have them have a phone number that's local to you. And we are currently using Google Voice. That's great. If you're going to have your VA jump in and help you with your calendar, they can help you set up. There's Calendly. We currently use Zcal. In your marketing, Canva is fantastic. If you're not using Canva, get it. We currently do pay for a pro account, but you'll be amazed. For our first couple of years, we were using the free account, and it's a really good software. PDF converter. You want to be able to have both you and your VA need to be able to convert PDFs. We currently use PDF Element. There's also Foxit and Adobe Acrobat. Online ad automation. This gets a bit more advanced, but if you would like to have one software talk to another software, you can use Zapier. We do use Zapier, but all we're doing is inside of our Nutshell CRM, we'll have our contacts be uploaded into Zapier, which pushes it to my Google, which allows me to have all my contacts on my iOS device. And then lastly, if you decide you want to do some sort of website stuff, there's web hosting and URLs. We use Hostinger for the web hosting, and then we use Namesilo, which is very similar to like a GoDaddy. So these are tools we'll talk about later, but the initial cool tools back here, these are the ones you want to start getting in front of. And as I said, all of these have links that you can check out all of them if you want. Okay, let's talk about communication structure. We recommend that you have scheduled times the same time, or at least make it so that it's very simple to follow each week. Daily Zoom calls. Also, the Slack came out with a feature about a year and a half ago where you can now do huddles, which is very similar to a Zoom call. But you should have a recap call on Mondays. Go over some of the tasks that your VA will be doing on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, just verify if they have any questions. And then Thursday, check in and review daily reports. These calls should be about 15 minutes and can last up to an hour. This also gets you a bit more familiar with who they are, how they're working. You get to not just talk about work, but you can talk about their family, figure out who they are, where exactly in the Philippines are they, and begin opening up and sharing about who you are as well. It develops a good relationship. We recommend this scheduled time to be at least for the first 3 months. And then as the VA gets comfortable doing the tasks, you may not need to talk as long. But we'll be honest, on our team, we've been working with VAs for 3.5 years. And we typically right now we're at 3 days per week. We just like it. It just keeps all of us on the same page. We're always challenging each other on calls. And so some people would prefer to have a call once every 2 weeks. We recommend that you don't do that. At least have a call once a week, but at least for the first 3 months, I would suggest 4 days a week, and then you can adjust that as you go along. Okay, communication structure as well. Slack, I mentioned that. In Slack, we require our VA to check in every day, and she'll wish us a great morning. And then we have 2 different channels that we use, hashtag questions, and then hashtag everyone on the team. And then there's also direct messages where you can do one-on-one and you can add multiple people. We do have a training video on this. If you would like it, just click that link. That's right there for that training video. Okay, Google Voice. And I talked about this. You know, you can get your VA a local number. We're here in Arizona. We're in Scottsdale, and our area code is 480. We were able to get a 480 phone number for our VA. So as you guys know, you probably heard of Google Voice. Google Voice is a digital phone system that's built for the cloud era. It provides a US phone number to Google account customers in the US and Google Workspace customers, and it's best used on the web for your VA. If you'd like to get training on how we're setting this up, just click that link right there and we'll walk you through that training. Business structure and organization regarding management, project management. If you're going to give projects to your VA, which you are, how do you track it? What's the best software to use? Well, there's quite a few out there, but our favorite is Asana. It's a free tool, and all tasks and projects must go into this tool. Some people get lazy and they start throwing tasks into email, and that does somewhat work, but we do recommend that you really push hard to have you and your VA all put your tasks and projects inside some sort of a project manager. So inside task, we have 2 different templates, and we'll be providing both of those to you. We use the board view, and we call this project operations. And then we have a second board view, which is weekly tasks. We'll show you just a quick picture of what this looks like. So this right here is our board view number 1, and this is our operations. And it's real simple. To the left here, we got our to-dos, and we just have it go straight down. And then if we have anything that's priority that needs to be done in less than 24 hours, we'll put it here. And then when our VA is working on something, it'll be under the doing category. We also have something on here waiting for feedback from either myself or my partner. And so this right here is where they would put that. When they get their answer, it goes back into the doing. And then once it's completed, they check the box and they put it over here into done. So this is where we can throw all of our projects, all of our tasks into one place, and then we can see exactly what they're working on. And then, of course, I also have tasks that I have to do, and I'm doing the same thing as they are. The second one, this is our weekly board view, and this is where the VA is doing the same exact thing every single week on the exact same day. You can see here that we're sending our Arizona top investment picks to our investors. Then on Tuesday, she's doing e-blasts from Crexi. On Wednesday, she's sending out our newsletters to our clients. On Thursdays, we're now creating a Western United States top investment picks. And then she's also following up on Crexi emails in my Outlook. And then on Friday, we're doing some social media postings and then creating a weekly recap form. So this is done every single week, and you can create it the same way. It's very simple, but it works well for our team. Okay, training structure, because we will be getting into a whole section on training, but want to kind of walk you through what our Zoom calls look like as part of our trainings. So on Mondays, what we're doing is we're doing a recap call, and we have an entire recap sheet that you'll be getting as a template. And this is where the VA is filling out exactly what was accomplished, what was done last week. And each Monday, you guys are going through that. On Tuesday, we're going over all of the tasks the VA is going to be doing for the rest of the week. email management, SOPs, other tasks. On Wednesdays, we're verifying if they have any more questions. And Thursdays, we're reviewing their daily reports, making sure that everything is good. And then we're thanking them, praising them, telling them that they're doing a great job on all the areas that they are doing a good job on. And if they do need a little bit more training or they need additional support, we're able to walk through that. So that is our weekly Zoom calls that we're having. And then payment structure. We mentioned the different types of payment banks you can use. We currently use Wise Bank. We recommend that you pay your VA quickly and easily with this online bank. We suggest you pay them on salary. Do not do hourly, even though, yes, you're paying them for 40 hours. We recommend that 40 hours be put on a salary, which means as they're learning, if they end up doing 36 hours, you're paying them for 40. But then if they get excited and they start working overtime and now they're at 47 hours, you're still paying them for 40. So you just need to be aware and tell them that you're going to pay your VA on a salary basis. And we suggest you pay them twice a month, the 1st and the 15th. We require that our VA create an invoice. We even have a template that you can give to your VA to use. And we tell them that they need to email that invoice to us 2 days prior. And if you guys would like to use this link, you can get a $600 when you sign up with a free transfer. So consider using that link. And if you'd like more training on how we've set this up, we have a training on Wise as well. And you can click that link at the bottom for that training. Okay. We would like you to start thinking about 3 tasks that you could delegate to your VA. Here's a couple that we think would be something you should consider. Email management and some sort of calendar scheduling. Consider doing cold calling, research, database management. Ultimately, we recommend that the goal is to remove at least 5 to 10 hours off your week as fast as you can. And typically that can be done with email management. So take a look at that. And with any questions, let us know. Okay, on the work structure, also, you need to determine whether your VA hours will work your hours or if you want to do some sort of an overlap, maybe early mornings or late afternoon. We talked about flexibility. Some VAs really enjoy the night shift, and they're great working the same hours as you, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., or if you're doing 7 to 4, whatever. But then there are some of you that your mornings, are awesome. This is when you'd like to be able to sit down and, work out things with your VA, but your afternoons are too busy. So you could have them, maybe spend 3 hours in the morning with you, and then they get to spend the other 5 hours later in the day, or vice versa. Your mornings are too busy, so you want to hang out with them in the afternoons, and they could work your time, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's whatever you like. We currently have our VAs working our 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Many of them do not mind it. They're already used to it and they like it. It makes them feel connected to your team. They don't feel like they're out of the loop. So you'll find that most of them will want to do your 8 to 5. But if you don't want that for your schedule, you can create some flexibility here and have them work at different times during the day. Just kind of determine which one of those you would like to have. Okay, so we got some action steps. Answer the questions under Identify Your Goals, and then finalize your folder structure online. Pick whatever tool you're going to use for that. Begin determining, what 3 tasks can you delegate to your VA. Also, start looking at all the initial tools and get those set up. Create an account with Wise or any other bank you'd like. Determine what hours you prefer your VA to work. And then, as always, email us with all of your questions. We're here to help, and we're excited for you. So that's the end of 1.4. We'll see you in the next video.